3, 2, 1.
We're back. As I mentioned in another video, the reason we haven't made a new short in like a year is that Lights Out was made into a Hollywood feature film in theaters July 22nd, and we've moved to Los Angeles. So we just had lunch at a place called Cafe Gratitude, which is a vegan place where everything on the menu is named after like a positive character trait. So like courageous or inspired, and the server will ask you a question that you can discuss amongst yourself. Like today's question was, what's sacred in your life? So we're in Los Angeles, all right. Well, now that Lights Out is done, we were itching to make a new short, but there were a few obstacles. Over the years, I've been able to build up an inventory of gear to use for making short films. Not necessarily expensive or very great gear, but still stuff that helps when making movies. But when we moved to LA, we only brought what we could fit in a couple of suitcases. Luckily, you don't need that much to make a short film these days. Hell, you could make a movie all on a phone if you want to. Obstacle number 2 was that we haven't been able to buy a lot of furniture yet, so what kind of story could we tell in a mostly empty apartment and with limited equipment? Well, back in Sweden, we pitched a TV series idea to Swedish television that was basically a bunch of standalone horror shorts. That pitch was declined, but one of the episodes would have been about an old creepy cupboard that duplicated things you put in it, but made living things disappear. We don't have a creepy cupboard, but we have a walk-in closet, and since the apartment is very empty, we figured we could sell the idea that we've just moved in, and that's why we haven't tried putting anything in the closet yet. Since I couldn't bring any lights from Sweden, we shot it during the day with natural light. I thought it would actually look a lot worse than it turned out. Most of it was shot handheld. When I was in the film, Lotta operated the camera, and when we were both in frame, I put the camera on a tripod. A tripod was another thing I couldn't bring from Sweden, but you gotta have a tripod, so that was something I had to buy. I found this Davis and Sanford tripod that didn't cost too much, but still had this kind of bowl head, which is a must for me. Trying to level the camera by using the legs is way too much of a hassle. When the hangers are multiplying, the camera is on the tripod, so we could cut and put in more hangers every time we closed the door. The initial idea was that after multiplying the hangers, Lotta would put money in the closet. But we didn't have much cash laying around, so we used this creepy doll instead as a bit of misdirection. Hopefully you'll think that the doll will become real or something. The doll is supposed to be the monster from the Lights Out short, and was made by the production designer of the Lights Out feature to put in the background of one of the scenes as a nod to the short. So keep your eyes out for it in Lights Out, July 22nd. Since we only have one doll, I shot it in 4 different positions and did a split screen effect. Just for the hell of it, I added some camera movement to those shots as well to not have the camera be locked off every time that there was a visual effect. To have Lotta see herself was super easy. It's just a cut in the middle of a whip pan. There's so much motion blur that you can't really tell when you do that. I did have one light in the film. I went to IKEA and made another one of my trash can lights. It's just a trash can that I cut a hole in for a light, all from IKEA and very cheap to make. We used this for the shot of Lotta in the dark closet. This was actually shot in our bathroom since we needed to be able to hang a dark sheet behind Lotta. The light on her face is supposed to be coming from underneath the door, so I just held the trash light down here and shined it up at Lotta's face. Like with our previous shorts, all the audio was added in post, including the dialogue. I did record audio while shooting to see if I could use the actual dialogue, but since the apartment is so empty, it was too much echo.
Could you go in there?
What?
Could you go in there?
What?
Plus, you can hear a lot of sounds from the street in our apartment. For dubbing the dialogue, we listened to what we'd recorded and then just repeated it while standing in a closet. It doesn't totally match up, but I've never been too bothered by that stuff. Could be because I grew up watching Italian horror movies that are terribly dubbed.
Just like a duck.
For the rest of the audio, I did what I always do. Spend a lot of time recording and then cutting in every little sound needed. Lotta's hand lets go of the door. That needs a sound, so I have to record it and cut it in the right place. The closet door is actually 4 different doors in a way. It's the door you see, but that was in a part of the apartment where there was too much echo to record. So whenever Lotta touches the handle, I use this door. But this door didn't sound good when opening and closing, so that was recorded with this door. But this door didn't squeak, and you need the squeak. Thankfully, our bathroom door could provide that. So it's the handle, the door itself, and the squeak. All put together. Yep, the sound is usually what takes the longest on these films, but I think it's worth it. I only have a laptop with a pair of headphones to work on now, so I haven't been able to listen to this film on proper speakers, but hopefully it sounds alright. Thanks for watching.